Alright everyone, welcome back to another Game Vault video. As always, I'm Captain Beefy with the Game Vault, and I've got a second part to yesterday's video, actually. This one is about Ubisoft and their mentorship program once again, so we're going to talk about that a little bit today. And tomorrow we're going to talk about some other stuff regarding Ubisoft, so we got kind of like a 1, 2, 3 banger for you on this company that used to be one of the greats in the industry, and it has really fallen far, and it's sad to see how far it's fallen. And these guys could be seeing some major changes before the end of the year if they don't get things together. So let's cue the music and we'll get right into it. Alright, so we got a legal analyst asserts that Ubisoft is breaking the law with its mentorship program that excludes men. I don't know about other countries, but yeah, here in the United States, we've have rules against that. You know, I can't open up a mentorship program that excludes women. I can't open one up that excludes, people that identify as something else. I can't exclude black people, Spanish people, whatever. It has to be open for everybody. So that includes white men, so it's really, really bad that they're doing this. Legal analyst Andrew Esquire declared that French video game company Ubisoft is breaking the law over its mentorship program that excludes men. Now, I know Ubisoft has offices here in the U.S., and I think they got one in Canada too, Singapore. They're all over the world, so I don't know how this would apply all over the company, maybe just on their United States stuff and all that, but we've seen pictures of their teams, and they are very estrogen-filled. I mean, to the point of ridiculousness. Anyways, we talked a lot about that yesterday. If you want to talk about my opinions on that, watch yesterday's video. On the official Ubisoft website, the company promoted its Develop at Ubisoft program, stating at Ubisoft we want to be the most creative, diverse, inclusive teams, yada, yada, yada. To make a long story short, and we're recapping all this from yesterday, is the program provides, and it clearly states it, mentorship opportunities for women and non-binary individuals with less than 2 years of experience and all that. And here's their eligibility criteria. I will link to this down below if you want to read through this whole first part here. But again, yesterday we talked about all this. It's easy just to watch that. Now, Esquire reacted to this mentorship program and its promotion on Ubisoft's LinkedIn account during a recent live stream on his Legal Mindset YouTube channel, where he said, quite frankly, this is illegal. He continued, a special mentorship program, that's the same thing that Disney is currently being sued for. And yeah, I've heard about that. Disney is in trouble a little bit because of stuff like that. These guys, I don't know what they're thinking. It's absolutely ridiculous. All these years, things have been the way they are. And you have a status quo and all that. And things have been fine, right? Now people will argue that no, they haven't been fine. That's been this, and we've been we haven't been represented properly, and we've been oppressed and all that. Shut up and quit crying, okay? Nobody gets an equal share of everything, okay? Everybody has to work. Everybody has to work hard. And everybody has to overcome things in their life that threaten to shut them down, threaten to stop them, and all that. It's how you act and how you react to it that gets you through it. If you're one to go out there and cry and play victim all the time, you're never going to succeed. I'm sorry. You need to fight. You need to fight just as hard as the next guy, if not harder, to succeed. If you're trying to get on the basketball team and you're a little on the shorter side, then you've got to jump higher, right? It doesn't mean that everybody else has to have their feet cut off so they're the same height as you. No, you got to jump higher. If you're on a track team, you got to run faster. That's the way it goes, man. Competition. It brings out the best in everybody, and it ensures that we get the best products out there, the best, if we got the best people working in different parts of industry, technology, we're going to get the best computers, we're going to get the best video games, we're going to get the best consoles, or cars, whatever, wherever people are working. If you hire the best of the best, we're going to get that. If you lower your standards and go into mentorship programs that specify certain people because of their assets, of their physical assets or whatever, people, women, black people, whatever, just things that are not under their control, just physical traits or things that they're born with, well, you're not gonna be successful because you're not going for the best people. Then you're just trying to fill in the blanks and get a little bit for everybody, make sure everybody's equally represented. That's ridiculous. Next, he brought up a post on Ubisoft's website that also states, with more people playing video games than ever before, it is important for us to help build an inclusive entertainment industry that reflects the diversity of our players. Esquire commented, really? Because if it reflects real players, then it should be a bunch of straight men. Just saying that it should be by and large straight men. Not entirely, not wholly, mostly. And now there's diversity because some of them will be Asian. So there you go, right? But it would be a bunch of effing dudes if you want to match the player base. And I said that yesterday. I think almost word for word. That's hilarious. And people forget that, right? Gaming was built by straight dudes, played by straight dudes. Not just 100%, not all the time, but for the most part, that is what built up this industry and made it great. Okay? And it's going to make it great again, because right now we're going through a purge. Companies are shutting down left and right. They're downsizing. We have weird stuff going on like Annapurna. Their whole staff just up and leaves. I can't wait to find out what really happened there. Microsoft laying off thousands of people. It's just ridiculous left and right. There's a glut of unemployed developers out there, right? A glut of them now. And where are they going to go? Everybody's downsizing, right? So hopefully what this does is it will separate the wheat from the chaff here. It'll take, the best of the best will stay within the industry. They're going to go look for jobs at better studios, or they're going to create new studios, and bring in their own talent, bring in their friends that they worked with in the past and all that, and get rid of these cancerous individuals who are activists pretending to be developers. These people that want to call themselves the professor, or they force you to use weird pronouns for them, or, all this other weird garbage that they want to inject into games. People are realizing now that doesn't work. It doesn't help, okay? It really doesn't. Forced diversity in video games doesn't do anything other than alienate a large and the largest portion of your fan base. Straight dudes don't want all that garbage. We don't. Okay? I can't speak for all of us, but I'll speak for a lot of us, goddammit. And we don't want that shit in there. It's distracting and it's annoying. And people say, "Oh, you're full of hate, you're crying," and all that. No, I'm not. It's not that you hate these people. It's that you're just tired of having these weird lifestyles, these perversions forced into your games all the time. I don't want to play a game and play as a male character and meet a male NPC and start talking to him and then go, "Oh God, I hope I don't screw up and this jackoff falls in love with me and then, wants to have sex with me." It's like, I don't go through life like that. I'm just a straight dude walking around the world. It's like, why should the video game be any different in that regard? I don't have to have conversations. I work with gay people. I don't have conversations with them going, "Oh boy, I hope I don't make the wrong move here and then suddenly he wants to sleep with me." No, I don't. It just doesn't happen. Anyway, let's move on in this article. After reading the eligibility requirements, he added, "This is not okay, and this is something they're going to get in trouble for, and they should, by the way." Esquire later added, "So Ubisoft did something illegal. What I think is that somebody who is actually damaged by that, who is not picked for mentorship or leadership, should bring a case. I think there's law firms like America First Legal Team down in Texas that would be willing to take that. They've already taken a Disney case. Why not that one? Seems like it'd be a good taste for them." And it probably would, man. And you know what? It probably would turn into a class action lawsuit before too long. I'm sure there's a lot of people that have been passed over for promotion and that, or just didn't get a job because of this, right? So if you applied and you didn't get hired by Ubisoft and you are something other than a woman or a non-binary person, then yeah, I would recommend suing, because you may have a case here. I mean, it clearly states it right here. Mentorship programs for women and non-binary individuals. This isn't hiring or anything. It's just a mentorship program, but still, this is what they're pushing. This is the culture inside of here. I'm sure if we investigated further, I'm sure if we dug into HR and their hiring requirements and all that and got to see that in the light of day, oh man, it would be amazing. People would be like, "What? Yeah, I can't support this company anymore. Sorry, Ubisoft, you guys can go to hell." It's been a while since, I've gotten anything from you. I feel bad too, because you used to put out some really good stuff, and there's some stuff I was interested in. Skull and Bones, for instance, was something I was really looking forward to until it kind of crapped the bed and just kept getting delayed and canceled and all that. And I finally walked away from it. I'm like, I just can't trust it, I don't trust this company. Star Wars Outlaws was intriguing. But, you know, the Star Wars brand has already been destroyed by Disney, and just, it's full of cancer and all that. The fan base is cancerous and disgusting. I can't stand it. You can't speak out against something like that piece of crap show, The Alkalite, without an internet mob coming for you with pitchforks and torches, you know, and calling you all kinds of ists and phobes because you don't like weird space lesbian witches, you know. I mean, it's like, how did we get here? You know, what kind of idiots are we hiring? And yeah, so like I said, Ubisoft needs to see some big change. Hopefully they'll see some big changes by the end of the year. If they do, if they're able to start purging some of these or even, you know, even without purging, right? If Ubisoft can turn around and say, look, we tried and it didn't work. So moving forward, we're going to do things differently. We're not going to put out games like this. We're not going to do this certain things and that certain things. And we're going to try to just give players a novelty here, and that's what they want to play, you know. And it's just a problem when you're hiring a bunch of women, and, you know, I'll repeat what I said yesterday, and, you know, and not to offend anybody, but, you know, women don't understand men like men understand men. A man can design a video game that another man's going to enjoy because he knows what he likes, right? And he knows what he doesn't like, you know. We want to go in, we want to fight and have fun and get stronger and powerful. You want that fantasy of, you know, power and growing stronger and being able to defeat enemies you couldn't defeat before and you know. You don't go in going, oh man, I hope I can sleep with that dude I rescued. It's just not what we think about, right? And even with, you know, female characters in the game, you know, we're not playing video games to bang girls, okay, virtual girls in there. That's not the point of it. Well, I won't speak for anybody because I'm sure there's a lot of weirdos out there that do that too. But I'm just saying, for the most part, most guys that are at least somewhere in the range of being normal, you know, don't really care about the romance options. In fact, they end up being distracting and annoying after a while. They were funny and novel at first, you know. I remember Skyrim, and you're like, oh, wow, you can, you know, Lydia, you know, hook up with Lydia and make her my wife. You know, it didn't show anything, it didn't do anything and all that. It was just some kind of, like, little novelty thing. It was kind of amusing, right? And if she died, you could go marry someone else in the game. But now with, you know, with stuff like Cyberpunk and all these other, and, you know, Baldur's Gate 3, there's full-on sex scenes and nudity, and it's like, it's gotten gross. You know what I mean? It has gotten gross. And God, really, I'm no prude, man. I am no prude, but, you know, for me, it's just like, oh, again, I don't want this crap, you know? I don't want this crap because it's kind of ruined video games in a lot of ways, especially because, you know, I don't know it. Especially because you have to worry about it with the dudes now. It's like, oh God, you know? Yeah, Steve, let's go grab a beer after we finish this case up today. Cool. Oh, no. Now Steve's flirting with me. He's like, come on, man. I can go grab a beer with 50 different dudes at work any day of the week, and none of them are going to flirt with me. Games should work like life in that regard. All right, we're going to wrap this one up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, ring that bell for notifications. Thank you so much for watching today. If you leave a like on the video, that's a huge help for me. I will see you guys next time. Until then, peace.